Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, we early. We still early. We still early, man. We still early. Top of the mid-morning podcast, man. Top of the mid-morning podcast, man. Top of the mid-morning from an OG perspective, man. It's about to get going, man. It's 10:59 Pacific Standard Time. I don't know where you at, man, but we on the grind all the time, man. We coming in early. How y'all feel about me being early, man? How y'all feel about me being early? I surprised myself. You know what I'm saying? I surprised myself. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, first in the chat. You know, who's first in the chat, man? Bad breath. I love it. That's a bomb way to start this Monday. Let's get this Monday morning fired up and ready to go, man. Bomb way to start this Monday. Shout out to you for being first in the chat, man. Shout out to you. It's 11 a.m., man. Back at it like a crack at it, automatic like a foamatic, built from tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last, so we're going to get this down in a dash. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Trump today, Trump every day, all day, Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues. I said Trump today, Trump every day, Trump all day, Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues. Who else we got in there? Bad breath, double back on them. Ultra Fire in the building. What's up, big dog? What's up with your Ultra Fire? Sending out ultra light beams of positivity and love to the chat. And everybody that's watching, everybody that will watch, come on in, man. Bless you. Bless up. Everybody, as you come in, double tap the screen, hit the love, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell as we get more people in. Man, I got an announcement to make. Come on in, man. Trump news every day, man. The Democrats then caught the blues. Hey, it's a Trump wave. Can we get a Trump wave, everybody? It's a Trump wave. I mean, come on. When they start blaming you for everything every Monday, they make my job easy. Every Monday, fire news cycle, and who we got? Beautiful baby Brown. Beautiful baby Brown. Just making a mess of everything. Today, we are talking about the mess in Texas. Who is that? Shawshank Kumar, Rual, the Stoner, Ahmed. How you doing, Ahmad? Man, the mess in Texas, it's the mess across the West. That's what it is. Don't mess with Texas. No, don't mess with Trump. But I got a great video we're going to play, because what we do here is we dispel all the myths. We react to the political theatrics of the Democrats, because there's a lack of policy. There's a lack of production. Don't you wish, if you hate me, if you hate Trump, if you hate the conservative Republic, don't you wish you had some policy? Don't you wish you had some real red meat on Monday morning that you could fire back at me? Oh, perfect. No, we got policy. Oh, perfect. We got an agenda. You don't, Democrats. You don't have policy. You don't have an agenda. So you know what you do when it's time to face up, when you've been talking all that smack, and we got to go to the schoolyard, and it's time to face all the rumors you were spreading. You know what you do? You run, baby. You run. RUNNOFT. That's the Democrats did today for me, and I'm having a great day. Are you having a great day? I'm having a great day. Skull Crusher in the building. I hit the like. I got 25. We gotta get 100 likes fast. We gotta get 100 likes fast on the dash. 2025 in the blast. Double tap. Hit the like, share, subscribe. I know I came in early. We came in hot. That's what we do every day, man. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Top of the mid-morning podcast. Perfect Timing Podcast. Top of the mid-morning podcast with a blast. Who else in the building? Who is that? Rolling. rolling. And Anita, Biden dished out policy pass bill. What did Biden pass? What did Biden pass? You can't just say that in this chat because we've been doing our homework and I got the proof. I was watching, I'll be doing my research. Did you guys see Chink from Young Turks? And he did 21 Democratic populists against 20 Democrats. And I swear he's been watching my episodes. I've been talking about the minimum wage being $7.25 and the Democrats not producing. The Democrats, and then what did he say as he debated? He said Biden took $15 minimum wage out of the bill. I love the fact that everything I've been saying to you has been proven, that I'm not just a talking head. I'm not just lying. I'm not just blowing smoke to get you to watch and pay views, that I've done my research. I'm educated and I've been proven right time after time. I said the Jeffrey Epstein story was a misnomer. Is the Democrats talking about that today? No, they're not talking about that today. What are the Democrats doing? The Democrats chartered a private jet. Do you want to know how much it costs? Today, we're going to talk about the facts because everybody likes to just throw things out in the chat. You better do your research. Tell him, Stephen. Tell him, Mohammed. You better have done your research because we talked about over the past 15 years. Minimum wage hasn't moved. And who's been in power 12 of the past 15 years? The Democrats. Obama was president for 8 years. Biden was president for 4 years. Biden was also vice president while Obama, but we'll leave that for later. That's 12 years out of the past 15 years, and they blame Republicans. See, this is beautiful that you brought this up because this is where I want to go today. This is exactly where I want to go today. The non-productive Democrats, they haven't done nothing for you. And you want to defend them in the chat. What have they done for you? What have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. All the Gen Z in the chat. What does quantitative easing do for Generation Z? Do anybody know what QE is? Do you know what QE is? Do you know what Obama did? Obama, what quantitative easing did in creating the baby boomers even more money and millionaires and Generation Z wealth being wiped out? Do you know what they actually did and what they didn't do? What they did do is agree with the economic policy. They did TARP. They saved. They did DPAs. They did NPAs. They let banks get away with crime. They let Boeing get away with murder. This is the Democrats. Obama let Jeffrey Epstein go early. Obama gave Jeffrey Epstein back the plane. Obama gave Jeffrey Epstein back the private island. But he did not give you $15 minimum wage. Joe Biden ran on $15 minimum wage. Joe Biden promised you $15 minimum wage, then he took it out of the bill. The Democrats have allowed minimum wage to be stagnant. And now in Texas, now think about this. What I presented to you is that on last Monday, Wall Street Journal did a poll. The Wall Street Journal poll said that the Democrat, I don't have enough likes. Everybody, come on, let's make Trump real big. Hey, right there, Steven, I need you to hit the like. I need everybody supporting the channel, sing happy birthday. I need everybody supporting the channel to double tap and hit the like so that YouTube gets the video out. We don't have enough likes right now, so the video is struggling. We'll be early. It's 11:07, so I'm happy. We hype. You know what I'm saying? It's an early morning. It's Monday morning, but it's a great news, and we got to talk about this. We've been talking about Jasmine Crockett. And this is not just about Texas. This is about 2026. You understand that the Democrats in Texas left and went to Illinois. This is not just a singular battle in Texas. Fortier Denise said, how can you have a criminal for a president? I will never understand that. The things he did for himself all went bankruptcy. Trump is a billionaire. Trump is not a criminal. And now he is your president. What a shame. I ask you, Fortier, what's at the end of that rainbow? Because what they're not saying is he's your president too. So would you have him leave and J.D. Vance be the president, or would you have Kamala Harris be the president? Because when you were given a choice, you didn't pick Kamala Harris. Can we have a talk this morning? Can we have a real talk this morning for everybody that's getting upset? Do you want Jasmine Crockett? Do you want Jasmine Crockett, someone who's going to run away from responsibility? This is why when the Wall Street Journal asked American people who pay rent and pay bills, who do you trust on the issue of Iran? Who do you trust on economics, 67% of the people said the Republicans. 67% of the people, see, when you had a choice to pick Tim Walz because you see, understand, Kamala would have been president and then Walz would have been the backup plan. That means if anything happened to Kamala, Walz, the tampon daddy, would have been the president. That's who you wanted. Because you had that option. You could have picked Kamala, you could have picked Walz, but overwhelmingly, overwhelming majority still picked Trump. So now 6 months into the presidency, when Trump think about this, the Democrats didn't give you nothing. You still make $7 an hour, but Trump passed the big, beautiful bill in 6 months. Why do you accept an excuse from Jasmine Crockett? Why do you accept excuses from AOC? Why do you accept excuses and blame from Hakeem Jeffries? All they have for you on Monday morning is, hey, we got to go to Illinois because Trump is trying to jerry-rig Texas. Oh, another excuse. Blame Trump. That's all the Democrats can do, not give you policy. And then they want to go to Illinois and do theatrics. This is political theatrics because they have no policy. Why go to Illinois? You know what I want to say to Republicans today? You know what I want to say to my Trump people today? We need to remember who the Democrat governor is of Illinois, because when he tries to run for president in 2028, we're going to shut him down. Shut him down. Let me tell you who his name is right now. His name is Paul. His name is Paul. Is that his name? Where the Democrat? I got it right here. JB Brzezinski. JB Brzezinski. We got to pay attention and remember that guy, because he's going to try to go for national fame, and we're going to say to him no, because he forgot the majority of the people voted for Trump. So you accept these people not doing their job. I can't leave my job. And still get paid. See, they're going to be paying fines. I'm going to read to you what AI said. Every day they paying a fine, $500. But how did they pay for the jet? See, they make money from my taxes. See, politicians get paid from your taxes. So how did they pay for that plane? How were they paying for their hotels in Chicago? Who is paying? You paying for that plane. You paying for their hotels in Chicago instead of them doing their job in Texas. We don't have enough likes, man. Hit the like button, man. Double tap, hit the like, share, and subscribe, man. You are watching the Top of the Mid-Morning Podcast with your boy, Perfect Time to Podcast. Subscribe to your guy, man. 55 people watching, 5 likes, double tap. KNC and Red in the building. How you doing, brother? What's up with my brother, man? You know my birthday coming up, man. I'm about to be an old man, man. Hey, Roger said I subscribe, man. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with. Man, shout out to you, man. Thank you for coming through. Matthew, Tyler. So, who is paying for this? So let's recap. So now we got some people in the building. Let's recap. What's going on? I'm 61. Congratulations to you, Roger. I got a birthday coming up, man. I'm getting up there, man. I got my ARRP, man. All of that, man. You know, I get my discount at Denny's. Hey, what we talking about today is the Republicans and Governor Abbott. Y'all want to start with a video? Let's start with a video. What we're talking about today it's national politics. Last week, the poll came out that the Democrats are polling lower than they have in 30 years. What's his name in the Senate? Adjacent to Tim Scott. I always need help remembering his name. He's never going to run for president. What's the brother name from New Jersey? Just last week, after the Wall Street Journal poll came out, he was in the Senate crying about the Democrats deserve to lose. He said the Democrats deserve to lose. The Democrats are polling lower than they've polled in 30 years. So what do the Democrats do in response to the overwhelming low polls? What you will hear that I will play later is that the Democrats should expect to pick up seats in 2026. The problem is they're doing worse than ever before. Eric Wilson said goodbye. Have a good day, Eric. You probably not intellectually inclined to deal with this conversation. The Democrats should increase and win in 2026. This is the ebb and flow of politics, but they are not on track to do well in 2026, despite the Epstein story, despite every political sandbag attempt that they have, the Democrats are polling lower than they have in 30 years. So they are terrified of what will happen in 2026. Why are they scared of what will happen in 2026? Because of what has happened in 6 months. Trump passed 90 executive orders in 90 days. Trump passed the big, beautiful bill, the largest legislation in 10 years in 6 months. We are not being honest as Americans because we are being blindsided by social media and they are not giving you the truth. Why do you not have I want minimum wage to go up. As a conservative, I believe Americans should have a better quality of life. That's why I believe in MAGA, make America great again. So why hasn't the Democrats delivered on minimum wage? And you keep accepting excuses, but Trump was able to pass $1 trillion legislation in 6 months. They had 12 years. 12 years, they don't give you anything. These things cannot be disputed. So what you have happening in Texas is Texas Democrats are terrified of 2026, that they are going to lose because they are not producing quality policy and affecting kitchen table, your bills, your eggs, your milk. So instead of creating policy and better quality of life in Texas, they jumped on a private plane this morning. They jumped on a private plane. Yes, politicians. I'm tired of millionaire Democrats. I'm tired of millionaire Democrats. Maxine Waters worth 20 million. Nancy Pelosi worth 200 million. I'm tired of millionaire Democrats supposedly being for the poor and spending AOC at the Met Gala. Ain't you tired of rich Democrats? Ain't you tired of rich Democrats dictating down to you, talking down to you? You should be tired of multi-million-dollar Democrats who were not multi-millionaires when they became politicians. Donald Trump was a billionaire when he became a politician. Donald Trump don't gotta be president. My president is a billionaire with a Playboy wife. He don't gotta be here. He could be on a yacht with his Playboy wife. He is sacrificing being a billionaire to make America great again. And y'all are believing millionaire Democrats who were not millionaires when they became politicians. Maxine Waters was not a millionaire when she became, Nancy Pelosi was not worth 200 million when she became a politician. I'm tired of multi-millionaire Democrats saying you're for the people when we make $7 an hour and you want to blame someone else for why you didn't raise the minimum wage. You pardon your son, Hunter Biden. You want to talk about a criminal? Hunter Biden got found guilty. Donald Trump, the Southern District of New York, the same court that Diddy got railroaded in. You know they trying to overturn Diddy charges. The Southern District of New York actually had Donald Trump on a misdemeanor paper charge. But the district attorney, the same people who overcharged Diddy, went to the judge with a legal theory that said because Donald Trump was running for president at the time, we would like you, Your Honor, to reassess these charges as felonies because we believe he did this in an effort to circumvent the system of the president. So then the judge agreed to escalate the charges, which had never been done in history. You haven't done your research. It had never been done in history. This is a paper. It was a misdemeanor. Look in New York law, New York statute. He was charged with a misdemeanor. They came up with a theory, the same theory that cost taxpayers money over Diddy. Diddy turned out to be a John. Diddy got guilty of being a John, wasted all that money. The Southern District of New York, pay attention. Pay attention. You're not paying attention to politics. But you know who did get found guilty with a weapon, with illegal contraband? Hunter Biden. In the White House, Hunter Biden slept with his brother's wife. Hunter Biden, just a piece of dog poo-poo, gets pardoned by your guy. Now, he didn't raise minimum wage. No, he didn't do He didn't make America great, but he did pardon his son. He didn't fix Ukraine. He let Ukraine exacerbate. He didn't fix the Israel conflict. He let the Israel conflict get out of control. Donald Trump only been president 6 months. How long has Israel been going on? Let's have a real talk. Let's have a real talk. Donald Trump only been president 6 months. How long has the conflict in Ukraine been going on? See, that proliferated under sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. I'm taking a sleepy, sleepy, sleepy. Under Sleepy Joe, these conflicts proliferated that you got terrified. You were scared. You were so scared you voted for my guy. You were so scared you voted. My God, talking about my God, talking about my God, talking about my God. You had to come over to our side because you were so terrified of what was going on in the world, and you didn't trust. Let's go, Brandon. You didn't trust Kamala. You didn't trust Tim Walz. You didn't trust them to handle the problem, because if you trusted Kamala to handle Israel, you would have voted for her. If you trusted Kamala to fix the Ukraine, you would have voted for her. Can we have a real talk? I want to have real talk. Okay, I want to announce something. Now we got a couple people here. I want to make an announcement. This weekend, what I did was I created for everybody, Austin, everybody that keep coming back, I created a $2 holla. We got $2 memberships. You can join the channel for $2. That will get you special emojis and special badges. You can gift memberships. Safira said it will change the prices 100%. They barely making by now with the homeless. Look, you can buy a membership on my channel right now for $2. I'm calling it the $2 holla. I don't know how long I'll be running this special, but it has special emojis. You get to be the video, get the videos first, special membership lives, special membership shorts, special exclusive content, but the interaction in the chat. I got some emojis that I created, the badges. You can gift memberships. So I love the way that we interact in the chat, and that's why I created the $2 memberships. Right now, y'all go, what? Radio Raheem, you don't know nothing about Radio Raheem. Your opinion isn't. What did he say? Hold on. That's my generation. Radio Raheem, your opinion isn't worth 2 cents. That's what this is. This is my 2 cents, baby. This is top of the mid-morning from an OG perspective. I'm an OG just like you, Radio Raheem. I'm just giving my perspective, and I did my homework. Let's get back to the news, baby. Let's get back to the Trump news, giving the Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues. I said Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues. My name is perfect. We don't have enough likes. 166 people watching, 22 likes. Double tap, hit the like, double tap the screen. Hey, and as y'all can't see in red said, I got the last $2. I ain't gonna lose that last $2. Oh man, join the channel, punk. Join the channel, punk. This big head, big old. Join the channel, punk. Be the first member, man. $2 a month, and then when you join the channel, gift out some memberships. MC Hammer, I am Hammer. They put me in the mix. Who said hi? Corey said hi. Dennis said hi. You think this rant will get you paid? Trying to make money with this stupid stuff. I'm okay. Y'all don't want to be educated. You don't have to be educated. There's a lot of people watching that want to be educated about the issues. They are wondering right now. There are people watching right now wondering, how did the Democrats in Texas pay for a private plane? There are people watching right now who want to know, perfect, how much did the private plane cost? How much did the private plane cost? They flew to Tech, they flew to Illinois. Can you do this? If you're at work, can you fly? Can you leave your job and you make your boss pay for your private flight? Look, can we have a real talk? It got to be some intelligent people in the chat. I need 100 likes 5 minutes ago, 29 likes, 150 people watching. Everybody right now, if you don't know how to hit the like, in the top right-hand corner, there's 3 little dots. 275 people watching. Hit the like button right now. How much did the Democrats pay to get on that plane? They paid $100,000. $100,000. They pay you, wait, my bad. You paid $100,000 for the Texas Democrats to fly to Illinois. Why would the Illinois governor allow that? You're supposed to be at work. Can you leave your job and fly private and charge it to the company? And then who's paying for their bedding and their lodging in Illinois? It costs money to stay in Chicago. Who's going to pay for the Democrats' hotels in Chicago? You are going to pay for the Democrat hotel in Chicago. Who paid for the private plane? Hold on. Come on, let's see right here. The Texas Democrats fled their state in a $47 million private jet. The jet cost $17,000 per hour to operate. That means the flight to Chicago cost nearly $100,000. $100,000 for this political stunt. This is a political theater. Now, on my channel, I've been teaching you about sandbagging, political tactics, political theater. This is theatrics, but it costs you money. Not only does it cost you money, it's wasting time. The time they spend in Illinois is time not spent in the House, coming to a consensus. Remember what I told you, why we have two parties? Why do we have two parties? Why is it called a House? Because they're supposed to disagree and come to a consensus. What happens if you have a disagreement and one of the parties leave? You can't resolve the agreement. I need more likes. 300 people watching, 36 likes, man. Thank y'all, everybody, for watching. Hit the like, share, subscribe, join, grab a membership right now. $2 to join the channel. Get special emojis and privileges. $100,000. That's taxpayer money. Austin, not when we're on plantations. Texas was being Timberland. Texas was being gerrymandered, Goofy. Okay, let's talk about the Texas gerrymandering. I got a great video because I want to give you information this morning because you don't know the actual truth. The truth is the Democrats are losing. The Democrats are failing because they won't give you policy. They didn't raise the minimum wage. They don't do anything that you actually asked for, right? So the Democrats are polling lower than they have in 30 years. That's the honest truth. The Democrats are polling low because they haven't given you anything. 300 people watching, 42 likes. We need 100 likes on the double. The ellipsis in the top right-hand corner, hit those three dots. You're watching on the cell phone. Right up here, three dots, hit those three dots, and then you can like the video. Get us 100 likes so we can broaden. Who was that? Hey, Hard. Hey, you back, huh? Hard pass. Hard, Don. Okay, let's have this conversation. So, gerrymandering. What's actually happening in Texas is that Democrats are afraid because what's supposed to happen in 2026, when you have a Republican president that's doing so well, the Democrats should expect in 2026 to gain seats. That's not happening. The Democrats are actually losing favor with the American people. So they are putting on political theatrics. The first thing they did last week was the Jeffrey Epstein nothing burger. But I showed you the Jeffrey Epstein Black Book was printed in 2015 and it was used in the 2008 prosecution and it was also used in the 2019 prosecution. And if you want to see it, you can go to Gawker. You can go to Gawker right now because the Jeffrey Epstein Black Book and flight log has been available for over 10 years. So I said, okay, Democrats, what do you want? The Democrats wanted to distract you. They took 2 weeks to distract you. So then the Wall Street Journal came out with a poll and said, well, everybody want to know why the Democrats try to sandbag Trump with a dead man who was found guilty twice. Well, then we find out from the Wall Street Journal that the Democrats are polling lower than they did in 30 years. So in Texas, the Democrats look to lose in 2026. So the Democrats are terrified of losing millions of dollars because, like I said, Nancy Pelosi worth $200 million, Maxine Waters $20 million. The Democrats in Texas don't want to lose their millions of dollars from donors. When you become a Democrat, you become a millionaire. They are afraid they're going to get voted out in 2026. So what they did today, instead of creating policy, instead of having town hall meetings, do you guys understand? We talk a lot about democracy. Isn't it funny that the Democrats are the ones who keep taking away the democratic process. And I'm afraid that my American people are not intelligent enough to be able to discern when you're being misled, when someone is taking something from you, when your representative flies to Illinois, they are taking and they cause a non-vote. Did you know Greg Abbott said there was a flood in Texas? I have family in Texas. Remember the people, there was a flood in Texas. They need money. Part of the bill that the Democrats went to Illinois is flood relief for Texas. And so they are holding up flood relief. They are holding up the democratic process. Whether they win or lose, this is childish. That's not how you run politics. Hey, I'm going to lose a vote, so I'm going to leave. Think about the concept here. The Democrats are saying, I'm going to lose a vote, so I'm going to leave. That's not why you got elected. If you're going to lose a vote, then you have to do better. You have to have committee. You have to have, number one, Democrats, you need an agenda. But simply because the political system, the democracy is working the way it should work, meaning the Republicans have a majority. Listen to what I'm saying. You may not like it. The Republicans have a majority. The Republicans want to hold a vote. This has already been done. I'm going to play a video. The Democrats have already so-called, I disagree with the word gerrymander, but the Democrats have already redistricted Illinois. That's why they went to Illinois. I'm going to play proof. The Democrats have already redistricted New York. The Democrats have already redistricted California. California is majority blue. New York is majority blue. Illinois, this is not only being done in Texas, but the Democratic, social, liberal leaning media is not being honest to you. They're not being honest. This is not only in Texas. Thank you, sore losers. Sore losers. We're playing baseball. My son just played Little League. You're losing the baseball game. So you take your bat and your ball and you go home. So no one can play baseball anymore. That's the Democrats. That's Jasmine Crockett. They want to take the ball. They want to take the baseball bat, go home. Now none of the kids can play baseball. That is childish. They left their job. They left the house. We cannot finish the debate. We cannot have a vote. And now they want to be seen as leaders. That is the example you want to set for children, that if you don't win the game, you can take your ball and go home. That's the example, Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett, that's the example you're setting for young Americans. If you do not win, you can take the ball and go home and end the game. Game over. Game over. So what? There was a flood. So what? There was a flood. So what? Americans need flood relief. We Democrats, Jasmine Crockett. Did you see my thumbnail? You see my thumbnail? You see how they look on the plane? They're smiling. They're smiling on their way to Texas. I want you to listen to the governor. I want you to listen, because they're not telling you the truth. I want you to listen to the governor. The governor said something that was very important to me. The governor said something. Look at this picture, them smiling on the plane. Look at them smiling on the plane while the flood victims. That's, you paid for this plane. You paid for the plane $100,000. Let's listen to the governor. Let's hear what the governor had to say.
Thank you so much. Can you tell us from your perspective, what is the issue? Why did they leave?
So they're leaving, and they've left because they're very un-Texan. Texans don't run from a fight, and there's a fight going on in the legislature right now about
Texans don't run from a fight.
But I'll make two quick.
Texans don't run from a fight. Texans don't run from a fight. Now we talking some MAGA. We talking make America great again. I said the mess with Texas. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. The mess with Texas. He said Governor Greg Abbott. Texans don't run from a fight. Texans don't. He said number one is very un-Texan. We are having a fight. Don't you love real men, real leadership? He's not lying. He said we're having a fight. We disagree. This is what politics is about. We are having a fight in the Congress, in the House. We are having a disagreement. The Republicans want something. The Democrats want something. Unfortunately, the Democrats ran away from a fight. Do you guys understand what happened? They getting paid. Imagine Mike Tyson gets $30 million to get in the ring, to have a fight. He gets in the ring, he sees the opponent, and then he gets out the ring and he runs. Mike Tyson runs to Illinois and says, I don't want to fight, after getting paid $20 million. After getting paid $20 million. Come on, let's listen to Greg Abbott. Hit the like, 400 people watching. I seen 400 people watching, 66 likes. Hit the ellipsis in the top right hand corner. Hit the like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe. Let's get this message out here, because they're going to lie to you in the liberal media. This is independent media. This is independent media. I have no reason to lie to you. I'm going to present to you the facts. You can make up your own mind. Independent media. You got to come to YouTube for the facts, baby.
Quick points, Dana, about this. For one, to run to states like New York and Illinois to protest redistricting is kind of like running to Wisconsin to protest cheese. It's just kind of outrageous. Those are New York and Illinois are two hallmark states that have already done redistricting to eliminate Republicans. But the second thing is far more serious, and that is what these Democrats have done. Just a small fraction of them were needed to break a quorum, and that small fraction is holding hostage legislation in the state of Texas, where we will be able to provide assistance and reform for all of the victims of that horrific flooding that we've had in the state of Texas. Our fellow Texans are being let down and not getting the flood relief they need because these Democrats have absconded from the responsibility, and I believe they have forfeited their seats in the state legislature because they're not doing the job they were elected to do.
Governor,
they are not doing the job that they were. Governor Greg Abbott of Texas, man. I don't know who you rather pick. I'd rather pick the governor of Texas than the governor of Illinois. That's real leadership. That's real leadership. That's real honesty. He said, we having a fight. We having a fight. He didn't lie to the American people. He didn't come on here. You think I didn't come on here to lie to you. He said, we having a fight. And they ran away. It's un-Texan to run away from a fight. Who said somebody called my name out? Who calling my name? Don't take my name in vain. From the black couch, peace and blessing. Salute. Perfect timing from the black couch. Salute to you, black couch, man. Salute to you, man. The spoon man cometh, you're demented. Well, tell me why, spoon man, because all I'm doing is delivering the facts. Just the fact. Get your Trump hands. Get your Trump hands going. Hey, nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Hey, hoorah. This the Trump dance. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Nay, hoorah. MAGA. Na 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 na. Hey, hoorah! That's the Trump dance. Get your Trump hands, man. I got 79 likes. We need 100 likes 5 minutes ago. Governor Greg Abbott, that was just so powerful, bro. That was so powerful. Governor Greg Abbott, man. I'm telling you, man, the way he was so honest. There are some real good politicians, man. I love the way he started off by saying, we are having a fight. You change your name every time. STOTW said dance for, oh, that's not good. That you're going to have to go on timeout, man. We can't, I'm not promoting that type of talk in the chat, bro. You got to watch it. Don't put nobody down in my chat. Love and respect. Love and respect. Love and respect. This is America. Love and respect. We love and respect all Americans. That's the one thing about MAGA, bro. The Democrats are always so nasty and so violent. The Democrats, you know, they want violence for the Republicans. They tried to make MAGA terrorists. Bro, I don't hate Democrats. I love Democrats. I love all Americans. It's about unity between blacks and whites, men and women. We want to bring families together. Make America great. It's everybody. It's America great. It's good for all. I don't want just one piece of America great. I want your part of America great and mine, or else it's not great. It's not great. If it's not great for me and you, America's not great. You guys missed the concept. I don't want bad for you. I love you. And I would want Democrats to feel the same way. I said, listen, brother. I said we have a two-party system. The reason we have a two-party system is to come to consensus. Do you understand? Kitchen table politics. There's a lot of times in the family where we come to the kitchen table as a family. We got to buy braces or we got to buy a refrigerator. We got to get the car fixed or we got to buy a washing machine. And we come together at the kitchen table and we debate the pros and cons and what decision and how the family is going to move, where we're going to go on vacation. Where we went to Fort Lauderdale last year. Can we go to the Grand Canyon this year? And then we come to the kitchen table and we debate the pros and cons. The goal is, this is why they call it the house. Do you understand? This is why they call it the house. Because the most important thing is not if the Democrats are right and if the Republicans are right. The most important thing is the house. Do you understand? The most important thing is the house. The most important thing is the house, and whether or not the house is a sound place to live and raise a family. The most important is not whether or not mom is right or dad is right, because we take sides. I'm on mom's side, I'm on dad's side. It doesn't matter if mom is right or dad is right. The goal is to come together as a family and make the best decision as for the house. Consensus. The reason we have two parties is that we can and should disagree. Disagreement is what leads us to a more intelligent, well discussed and thought out outcome. Because if we only had one opinion, then it's a monarchy. One opinion. See, only the king has an opinion. But we have a two-party system. Then we have the Senate and the House and the office of the presidency. They check power. And also we have SCOTUS. We have the Supreme Court to also check and balance that trilateral offense. Do you guys understand how this works? The reason why the framers, who we love, the framers who created this great democracy, created it so that we avoid king and mono rulership for one individual. That's why we have a Senate and a House and a president and a Supreme Court. Do you guys see the picture? This is a beautiful country. No other country is designed like this. This is why 20 million people came here. This is why we were so pissed off at Biden. A lot of people in the chat want to talk shit, but do you know why 20 million people came here? Because they know what MAGA knows, that this is the greatest country in the world. They want to live in a country with the Senate and the House and the president and the Supreme Court. See, that's why they came here. Because see, in their country, they don't have that. They don't have those checks on power in their country. No, they don't have a Supreme Court. They don't have a Senate. Do you understand how beautiful this thing is? And do you understand how asinine your Texas Democrats are for leaving and disrupting the democratic process? Let's have another conversation. Because this is what bothered me about today. The Democrats disrupting and stealing away the democratic process from the American people. I want to talk about that this morning. I want to talk about Kamala Harris. I want to talk about Governor Cuomo. I've had this talk with you many times, but I think it's went over your head. But today is a great time to drive home the irony, the hypocrisy of the so-called Democratic Party. What happened with Kamala Harris? See, Joe Biden, they told us, had cognitive decline. Who said that? Who said, number one, you never knew who said Joe Biden had cognitive decline. That's number one, a king who you don't know, an unseen king. So number one, Joe Biden had cognitive decline, but a lot of Democrats in the chat will say they love Joe Biden and Joe Biden was just fine. So who made that decision? Number two, Kamala Harris was installed as the nominee, and somebody made a decision to not go to the Democratic convention. Somebody who you still don't know to this day canceled the DNC. Again, removing the democratic process. We're going to have a talk, whether you want to or not, whether you like it or not. You're going to get these facts just like a little baby. You're going to get this education this morning. Somebody who you don't know said Kamala is going to be the nominee. Kamala never won a primary. Kamala never got one vote. Kamala and somebody magical behind the scenes said Kamala doesn't have to go to a DNC. There's not going to be anyone to challenge or debate Kamala, because typically what would happen, other Democrats, listen, the democratic process would be you would go to the Democratic convention, and then other Democrats who may oppose Kamala, like Chink debating the rest of those Democrats. You might have had a Democratic populist like Bernie Sanders. You could have had Bernie Sanders debate Kamala and see who we want to be the nominee. But somebody said that's not going to happen. They took away the democratic process from you. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? This is my argument. This is my argument. They took away the democratic process from you. They put Beyonce, they didn't give you policy. They said, Beyonce, shake your ass. Meg Thee Stallion, shake your ass. They said, Kamala, pretend to be black. Kamala, pretend to be black. And if you don't vote for her, you're racist. What? That's not democracy. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, but I'm not sorry. That is not democracy from your Democrats. Can we have a talk? Can we just have a talk this morning? I want you to be honest about the truth and the facts of what really happened to you if you're a Democrat. That's what happened to you. You didn't pick Kamala. Kamala was installed like a king, like a black queen. She's your queen to be a beauty of persistence, a magical existence of desire. Your queen to be. They gave you a queen. They gave you a queen. And somebody in the chat is still want Epstein. That person wants Kamala Harris to be president. See, people don't care about the facts that you didn't vote for Kamala. People don't care about the female governor in New York. You didn't vote for her. See, Cuomo was charged with the crime, just like Diddy. It's important that we talk about Cuomo because now he gets to run for mayor, but Diddy is still in jail. Now let's have a talk about the Democrats. Can we have a talk about the Democrats? Your Democratic governor of New York signed Me Too legislation, expanding the statute of limitations to 20 years because he believed you should believe all women. Time's up. Well, guess what they told Governor Cuomo after he signed that legislation? Time's up. Time's up. Time's up, Governor. You're out of here. But wait a minute. We're not going to send you to jail like Diddy. You don't got to go to jail like R. Kelly. No. You were a nasty old man. We could prosecute you, but we're going to give you a deal. Why did he get a deal, Democrats? Can any Democrats in the audience tell me why he got a deal? See, he got a deal, again, skirting the democratic process. Sound like Hunter Biden, but let's finish the story. So Cuomo gets a deal. We're going to prosecute you and send you to jail for being a dirty old man, or you could step down from being the governor. Wait a minute. I thought we should vote for the governor. Don't we vote for the governor? Shouldn't we vote and pick the governor? If we wanted that woman to be governor of New York, how come she couldn't just run and win? So Cuomo, we're going to do a backdoor deal. We're going to drop the case. We're going to drop the lawsuit. He didn't get sued by those women. Think about this. Diddy got lawsuits. Diddy got prosecuted. Cuomo, same charges, same accusations. There was a deal made. Who made this deal? You get to go home as long as you no longer governor. So the lieutenant governor became governor of New York. this woman. That's what happened. And today, why this is the thing about sleep. This is the thing about the social liberal media. Because you don't understand these truths, he's running for mayor. But I thought he was a bad, dirty old man. If he's a dirty old man, so dirty that you got him to step down from being governor, he should have went to jail. He should have got prosecuted. What about the victims? What about the victims, Democrats? Do you understand selective outrage? What about the victims, Democrats? But Cuomo got to go home and now he gets to run for governor. But I thought he's a predator. He gets to run for mayor. Why would you let him run for mayor? He just gonna be a dirty old man again and commit more crimes. Don't this sound like what they did with Epstein with Biden when Obama let Epstein out of jail 5 months early? When Obama let Jeffrey Epstein leave jail every day for 12 hours? When Obama and Hillary Clinton gave Jeffrey Epstein back his private plane, back his private island? And somehow Governor Cuomo, after stepping down in embarrassment, but he didn't get a lawsuit, he didn't get any criminal charges, now he gets to run for mayor of New York. Y'all want a nasty old man to be the mayor of New York, but you don't care as long as there's a D in front of his name. Can we have a real talk this morning? Can we have a real talk this morning? You don't care as long as there's a D in front of his name. Am I lying? Mike R said hi. Am I lying? Am I lying? So now, as I explained to you how Democrats have consistently, again and again, taken away the democratic process from the American people. Listen to what I'm explaining this morning. Again and again, the Democrats have taken away the democratic process from the American people. They did it with Kamala. They did it with Cuomo. Now, in 2025, when the Democrats are losing horribly in Texas, they take away the democratic process again. The governor said, we're having a fight.
Greg Abbott.
We're having a fight. And instead of the Democrats doing their job that they were elected to do and paid, they are dutifully paid. They take away the democratic process. They illegally go to Illinois. You're not a representative in Illinois. You're a representative in Texas. Your constituents who voted for you are in Texas. You are having a political disagreement. You, as a politician, are supposed to be a trained debater, and you are supposed to fight for your constituents and then go vote. If you lose, you go back to the drawing board. You don't leave. Nobody in America gets to leave work. Nobody in America gets to leave their job because they don't like the outcome. You know what happens? You get fired. You get fired. When you go to work and you get paid, you do the job. You don't get to leave and say, I don't like what the CEO is doing. I'm going to go to another state and then expect to keep your job. You're going to go to Illinois, but you don't work for people in Illinois. So how do you feel, Democrats in Texas, that they've left? Listen to this.
Joins us now. Thank you so much. Can you tell us from your perspective, what is the issue? Why did they leave?
So they're leaving and they've left because they're very un-Texan. Texans don't run from a fight. And there's a fight going on in the legislature right now about redistricting as well as other things. But I'll make two quick points, Dana, about this.
And that was the governor of New York. Did you see that? That's the governor of New York. Man, I'll tell you, my podcast, oh man, could somebody clap it up for me in the chat? I didn't even realize that that's the governor of New York. So the Democrats in Texas went to New York. When I explained to you the story about Governor Cuomo, That is the governor. That's the governor. That's the female governor who replaced him in New York. Now she's accepting. I don't know. What do you call people? Scabs? I don't know what you call these people. I don't want to call them Congress people anymore because they're not in the Congress. They're not even in Texas anymore. They left the state. Y'all got to pay attention to the chess game being played by the Democrats. They are playing you. They are playing you. They are playing you. And you get nothing. Okay. And this is the worst part. Let's say, I already told you Jeffrey Epstein Black Book been released since 2015. Jeffrey Epstein flight law. But what if magically there was something else to give you? That doesn't change minimum wage. All I want you to understand as a Democrat is even if Trump found something, and it's not going to hurt Trump because Jeffrey Epstein guilty, he's gone. It doesn't hurt Trump. You can have Ghislaine Maxwell, but let's say they found something new and they prosecute Bill Clinton, they prosecute David Blaine, they prosecute Bill Gates. That doesn't get you more minimum wage. That doesn't get you high. But do you understand how tariffs have been benefiting you as an employee? Do you understand tariffs have caused wages to go up? You know, McDonald's pays $20 an hour, but they can't get rid of the $5 mini meal. Every fast food company follows McDonald's. McDonald's is the biggest landowner, one of the biggest corporations in the globe. They have to pay $20 an hour, but they can't get rid of the $5 mini meal. Now, that is the truth. Tariffs are having the adverse effect of what the liberal media has told you. I told you that Japan paid 1%. Before Donald Trump was president, Japan paid 1%. And now they got to pay 15%. If you had a small business, some of your goods you couldn't even sell in Japan and China. Now you can sell your goods in Europe, Japan, and China. And now you got to pay $0 to sell your goods. Before they charge you up to 30%. I played to you Nancy Pelosi on tariffs. Nancy Pelosi in 1996 said the same thing Donald Trump is doing today needed to be done. But the Democrats had power from Bill Clinton to Obama to Biden. The Democrats have had power since 1996, and they have done nothing on tariffs. They have allowed Japan and China to get rich while your wages remain stagnant. On my channel, you know what I've taught my audience? That what we had is in 1996, Walmart came to town. And when Walmart came to town, the price of goods went all the way down. We stayed up until 5 o'clock in the morning to buy a fight over a $5 toaster. They didn't tell us that the minimum wage would never go up. In order to have a $5 toaster, your wages haven't moved in 15 years. And what the Democrats say on the liberal media every day is the cost of goods are going to go up. Yes, I'm okay with paying more than $5 for a toaster because I'm tired of $7 minimum wage. Walmart should not be able to pay minimum wage at $7 anymore. Joe Biden took $15 out of the minimum wage. Joe Biden took the $15 minimum wage out of the bill. That is the truth. The tariffs under Joe Biden, inflation went through the roof. Under Brandon, inflation went through the roof. There were popular TikToks of individuals going to the grocery store and coming back with one bag of groceries for $100. That happened under Joe Biden. There is a problem though. There is a problem though. While inflation was going up, the tariffs was at an all-time low. Do you understand? Today, they want to tell you that tariffs will correlate to prices, but that did not happen under Biden. Under Biden, tariffs were at an all-time low, but your prices still skyrocketed. If tariffs are related to prices, then why did you have record inflation under Brandon? Why did you have record inflation when Japan had a 0 tariff, when Europe had a 0 tariff, when China had a 0 tariff? Under Biden and the Democrats, tariffs were at a record low, but under Obama, gas skyrocketed. Under Biden, gas skyrocketed. Every time we have a Democrat, we get $8 gas in California. I've noticed it. I'm too old not to notice it. And you are too. Every time we get a Democrat, gas goes up to $8 a gallon. Where is all the money going? Because according to you today, every Democrat that I debate in the chat, you know what they say? The tariff is a tax. You a dummy. You a dummy. The tariff is a tax. The corporation's going to pass that tax on to you. You're a dummy. You want to pay more money. You want to pay more money. They have not done the reading. They have not done the mathematics and the research that I have done. So when I present to them the actual truth, anybody who says that the 15% tariff is a tax to you, ask them, okay, how much was the tariff under Biden because eggs was $12? Well, blah, 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 blah. The tariff under Biden was zero. I proved it. The tariff in the EU, China, and Japan was less than 2%, and most times zero. But inflation still happened. So why are they scaring you? You know what's happened with the tariffs? You know what's happened? Steel manufacturing has gone up. Wages have gone up. Wages for Americans have gone up. This is what's going to happen. And yes, you will no longer have a $5 toaster. The $5 toaster is gone. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't want no more Black Friday. I don't want no more Walmart. The $5 toaster is gone forever. Thank you, Donald Trump. The $5 toaster is gone. We don't want no more $5 toasters. We don't want no more $5 buy American products. I showed the oyster blender that my grandmother had that she gave to my mother. It was metal. It had a glass receptacle. Blenders today are plastic. Everything is plastic. The blender my grandmother had, the oyster blender, was metal on the bottom. It weighed 20 pounds. If a kid couldn't even use it, you could hurt yourself. When it came on, it shook the whole counter. Glass receptacle, it lasted 20 years. It came with a 20-year warranty from Sears. China and Japan don't make products like that no. China doesn't make that type of product. Not for you. Remember the toaster from Toy Story? Remember Toasty? Remember the toaster? Remember that chrome toaster? That big chrome toaster from the cartoon? That toaster was 30 pounds. That toaster lasted. We made cartoon characters about that toaster because it lasted so long. It became part of our life. That toaster was in your grandmother's house. It was in your mother's house. That's how it became a cartoon character. Did you ever think about that? The toaster became a cartoon character because it lasted so long. It became familiar, like a member of the family. Here, honey, take this toaster. It was in most houses that you remember. You have fond memories. You remember that toaster. So they made it. Somebody said, report him. God, dog. The toaster from the Brave Little Toaster was 12 pounds, not 20. What is wrong with y'all? And now you doing all this racist stuff? Misinformation about tariffs. What's the misinformation? And no racism in the chat, bro. We talking about American products. We talking about what is happening with the tariffs. Curtis Matthews, 25-year warranty, only TV ever to have that warranty. Let me pin that. Let me pin that. Let me pin that. Because there are some intelligent people watching, and I know that I don't know what it is, man. But you know what makes me feel better, Robert, is that debate with the Young Turks, when he was talking about what was going on with the Democrats. This is a Democrat debating Democrats, and he had the same issue I have every day. And it's like he could not get them to see that they are being played. The Young Turks was debating 20 Democrats, And all he wanted them to do is understand the difference between democracy of Kamala Harris and true democratic populism of Bernie Sanders. And how the Democrats of today, why they're doing so bad, is because they're not doing the policy. I'm not the only one saying this. This is Democrats. What's his name? Cory Booker. Cory Booker, that's his name. Cory Booker is saying the same thing in the Senate, that the Democrats deserve to lose. This is not just me. I think some people just like being racist. And it's sad. Sometimes it's the mental health to do a live stream. It takes a lot because there's a lot of racism online, and you would think YouTube going to protect you. But this is like I teach you guys. No one's going to protect you. You have to protect yourself. So what I do is I do my own mental gymnastics to stay strong. I pray, I eat right, I exercise, because I will be attacked. That's why I do my research. That's why I read, I run, I eat right, and I'm prepared mentally for the attack. And that's why I always defeat the trolls. But you could do the same thing, because I know a lot of people watching me and they face attack on a daily basis. And you might ask, how do you do it? How do you come back every day? How do you come back every day? Because you can do it too. I'm not running. The Democrats ran. We don't run, baby. I'm not running. The Democrats ran. I'm not running. The Democrats ran. I'm not getting on no plane. I'll be here tomorrow at 11 a.m. You be here too. Be here or be square. The Democrats is running. The Democrats is not producing. I'm going to produce every day, baby. The Democrats ain't giving you nothing, but I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to do my prayers. I'm going to do my push-ups. You do the same thing. You show love. You show love. See, I love the Democrats. I love everybody. I love America. That's why I want America to be great again. I don't want one part of America. I want all of America. I want all of America to be great again. I don't know what you want, Democrat. I honestly do not know what you want, Democrat. I honestly do not know what you want. You leave Texas. You're supposed to be a proud Texan. You leave Texas and you go to another state. I would never vote for you again. You could never be a traitor in Texas. You leave Texas. You leave Texas and you go to another state. You leave, you turn your back when we need flood relief. You turn your back on the democratic process. You turn your back on your job. You turn your back on Americans, and you give me an excuse. I had to leave because I was going to lose a vote. That's part of your job. Sometimes you lose a vote, sometimes you win a vote, but you don't get on a plane, and who paid for that damn plane? You are paid by taxpayer dollars. Let's go to the video. Let's give them more proof. Let's give them more proof.
In California, they'd have to pass a referendum. In New York, they'd have to amend the state constitution. Here in Illinois, they've basically drawn the map already in a way to advantage Democrats. There really are no other parts of the state they can claim.
What? What did you say? What? Wait a minute. Let's play that again. Did he say that the Democrats have already so-called redistricted? Because I don't like that other word. We're not going to use that other word. What's that? Gerrymander? I don't like that word. We're going to say redistrict. He said they already did it in Illinois. See, the news coming out today is saying that Trump is trying to do something in Texas. Trump doesn't have anything to do with what's going on in Texas. This is Texas politics. This has nothing to do with Trump. And they've already done it in Illinois. They've already done it in California. The Democrats had to redistrict to gain and keep the little bit of power they have. Let's listen. Somebody didn't believe it. Somebody didn't believe it. Okay, let's listen again. Let's listen again. You don't got to believe me.
Yes. The Democrats then, they believe, have to match this. In California, they'd have to pass a referendum. In New York, they'd have to amend the state constitution. Here in Illinois, they've basically drawn the map already in a way to advantage Democrats. There really are no other parts of the state they can claim.
No other parts.
It's harder for Democratic states to come up with 5+ seats, potentially in a redraw.
It's harder for Democratic states to come up. It's harder for Democratic states to come up with 5+ seats because they've already done it. I live in California. This is why you don't like California, because it has the most electoral votes, but they're all blue. And that's not by accident. That's by design of the Democratic Party. That's why you got a Maxine Waters in office and a Nancy Pelosi in office forever. You might say, how did Dianne Feinstein die in office? How did Dianne Feinstein die in office? Because the Democrats already took power in California. You didn't know that already? You didn't know that already? Come on, everybody knows about the number of electoral votes in California. Everybody knows about this. Cali provides 40% of the GDP. Come on, everybody knows about this. Everybody knows about this. 5th largest economy in the globe. The Democrats bid took over California. You guys know this. So now you surprised that the politicians in Texas are doing the same thing? Now, you guys remember that town in Mississippi? Do you guys remember that town? There's a town on the news right now. It's called an all-white town, and it's not doing good. But there was a town in Mississippi, and a lot of black conservatives were split. There was a town in Mississippi, and half of the town was white, half of the town was black. The problem was the black part of town was crime and low income, and it didn't provide any money to the tax base. Are you guys following me? There was a town in Mississippi. There was a black part of town. There was a white part of town. The white part of town all paid taxes. They were the ones who were paying for the water, the electricity, and all of the tax base that ran the city. When they assessed this, they had a vote to separate and create a brand new town separate from the black part of town that did not contribute to the tax base. Everybody got mad. Everybody got mad. I just explained to you how could you get mad if you understand the way I explained it to you. But no one ran away. No one ran away. See, this is politics. This happens all the time. What happened in that Mississippi town, they had a vote. But you know what the black people did? They did like Jasmine Crockett is doing in Texas. They whined, cried, and did theatrics instead of doing politics. Politics. Politics, what you were elected to do, Jasmine Crockett. Not to create political theater. You were elected to do politics, but she is so good at political theater. She is the one who organized in 2021, the first time they left. The reason they're doing this again is because they're following Jasmine Crockett's leadership. You need to pay attention. She did this in 2021. 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 She did this in 2021.
Donald Trump will try to do throughout this country so that he can suppress the bill actually got a little better to the Rev.
Stoked about voting rights legislation, but nothing happened nationally. What's different at this moment?
Yeah, so thank you for talking about what happened in 2021. I was listening in as you were talking to the Rev, and you mentioned the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, as well as we were fighting to get the Freedom to Vote Act passed. Ultimately, obviously, this was a decision that came down to whether or not Congress was going to do so. But at the end of the day, the story that most people don't talk about is the fact that this terrible voter suppression bill actually got a little better. Did it get good? Absolutely not.
So let's break down the math. Let's break down the politics. In 2021, there was a voter bill that she disagreed with. She got Democrats to leave the state so that they could not vote. Now there was a ramification for that. I'm going to get to that. In 2021, she got Democrats to leave. Do you understand what really happened? What really happened is nothing, because the Republicans still passed the bill, even though the Democrats tried to take away the democratic process. So nothing happened. They were unsuccessful. And instead of never trying that tactic again, 2025, they're doing it again, just to create tension. The Democrats want Americans to fight. This bill is going to pass, whether Jasmine Crockett likes it or not. So why go to Illinois? Why cause all the division in the country? Why go to Illinois? Why cause all this division in the country? Don't forget, you guys, I got $2 memberships. I got $2 memberships right now. And you can join the channel for $2, get special emojis, get special privileges. Hit the like button. We got to hit the like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe. Not enough people hitting the like. We need more people watching. Jasmine Crockett.
But they absolutely wanted to take away souls to the polls. There was a benefit to shining a light on what it was that they were trying to do in the dark in Texas.
Do you understand? I'm not making this up. Jasmine Crockett said there was a benefit of shining a light. So she is admitting that the Democrats left the state of Texas in order to shine a light. I think I'm offended. I'm not even from Texas, but I would be offended. I think that's bullying. Who in the chat agrees? I think that's bullying. I think that's bullying. Like, we have our own House of Representatives in Texas. We have a political debate. We're going to move forward with the vote, whether you like it or not. But instead of you being a politician or an adult, you fly to Illinois on taxpayer money and you create a national issue on a down home issue to bully Texas Republicans. Think about this, to bully Texas Republicans to do what the Democrats want in lieu of policy. So why don't you just do politics? Why don't you just go to committee? Why don't you hold town halls? You should be in Texas holding town hall meetings. You should be going door to door. This is politics. I'm being honest. You should be in Texas going door to door, talking to Texans about whether or not they want redistricting. And you should be talking to them about who to vote for. But they're not doing that. They're not doing that. They flew to Illinois. They're not being politicians. They're being cowards. They're being cowards and they're being un-Texas. They're being cowards and they're being un-Texas. So in response to the Texas Democrats fleeing the state to break the quorum and prevent a vote on the new redistricting map, Texas Governor Abbott has threatened serious consequences. Here's a breakdown of what the governor can do. Threaten removal from office. Abbott has stated he will attempt to have the absent Democrats removed from office if they do not return to Austin. He is citing a non-binding 2021 legal opinion from Attorney General Ken Paxton. Do you understand in 2021 that because they left, the governor got an opinion? So now there is laws in place to punish the Democrats because what they did in 2021. Listen to this. Listen. So a court could determine a lawmaker have forfeited their office by abandoning their duties. If a court were to disagree, Abbott could then set new elections to fill those seats. This is fact. This is not conjecture, because of what they did in 2021, they went to court. So now Greg Abbott, governor, has powers. Let me keep going. Fines. The Texas House has rules allowing for a $500 per day fine for lawmakers who are absent without leave for the purpose of impeding the House action. Each of them $500 a day. The problem is you pay their salary. You pay their salary. So the Democrats are spending your money, $100,000 on a private jet. Who's paying for their hotels? And $500 a day per Democrat. Bribery allegations. Abbott has suggested the Democrats who are raising money to cover potential fines, think about this, they're not even going to pay them themselves. This is like Dr. Umar. This is Dr. Umar politics. This is your Democratic Party. Dr. Umar Democrats. You dealing with Dr. Umar Democrats. They are raising money. Abbott has suggested the Democrats who are raising money to cover potential fines may have committed felonies by violating bribery laws. He further stated he would use his full extradition authority if criminal charges are filed and the lawmakers refuse to return to Texas. Greg Abbott, governor, woo! Because we need somebody in 2028. I'm paying attention to all of this. I'm paying attention to the governor of Illinois. I'm paying attention to the governor of New York. I'm paying attention to the governor of Texas, because Donald Trump can't run for president again. And if you are being politically advantageous, you need to be paying attention to this fight too, because these are the individuals who will be coming for the presidency in 2028. Pay attention. Don't listen to the idiots in the chat. Pay attention to the facts that I'm giving you. I'm giving you straight up facts. I'm giving you straight up game. You need to know Greg Abbott. You need to know his name. You need to know about the guy in the governor, J.B. Brzezinski, who allowed those individuals to come to his state. You need to know about the female governor in New York who was part of this coup. What's her name? She's helping with this. What's the name of the female governor in New York that was part of the Cuomo coup? Female governor, New York, that you didn't vote for. Kathy. She was the lieutenant governor under Cuomo. Kathy was the lieutenant governor under Cuomo, and they made a backdoor hush-hush deal to get Cuomo to step down. Then she became governor. No democratic process for the Democrats. Isn't that funny? Isn't that hilarious? No democratic process for the Democrats. These are the truths that we are living in. No democratic process for the Democrats. And then you don't prosecute Cuomo. How can you not prosecute him? If he's such a dirty old, you don't prosecute him. And now he's running for mayor of New York. The Democrats, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. So now you allow people from Texas to come to your state, Kathy. So Kathy and JB, what's his name? Kathy and JB are allowing Texas Democrats in their state. They are allowing Texas Democrats in their state to avoid doing their job. But let me get back to reading this research. The governor of Texas cannot directly fire the Democrat lawmakers who left the state and to prevent a quorum. However, the governor is actively pursuing legal avenues to potentially remove them from office. Governor Abbott has explicitly stated he will seek to remove the absent Democratic lawmakers from office if they do not return to the designated time. If you don't get your ass back to this block right now, he is doing so by signing a 2021 non-binding legal opinion from Attorney General Ken Paxton, which suggested the court could determine that a lawmaker who left the state, they left the state to deny a quorum had forfeited their office. I believe they have forfeited their office. I believe they have forfeited their office. If Abbott initiates this legal action, it would be up to a court to decide whether the lawmakers have forfeited their seats due to abandonment of their office, according to Texas. If a court rules they have vacated their offices, the governor would then be responsible for calling special elections to fill those vaccinated offices. That means you're going to lose seats regardless. You're going to lose seats regardless, not an immediate dismissal. It is crucial to understand that the governor's threat is not an immediate dismissal. It is a process involving legal proceedings, the outcome which is uncertain. Additional consequences beyond the removal from office, lawmakers face financial penalties. New rules implemented after the provision. Listen to this. New rules implemented after previous Democrat walkout. They did this before, and they did it under Jasmine Crockett. I don't think Jasmine Crockett, y'all got to pay attention. This person is not, we need to know who's behind Jasmine Crockett, who's telling her these ideas, who's giving her the backing. Because this is the whole DNC, because this is a coordinated event. When you see the governor of Illinois and the governor of New York assisting Jasmine Crockett, this is a coordinated event. This is a national DNC, and I don't know who is the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, pulling the strings. Do you know? Because I don't know. I don't think no one knows. Somebody said George Clooney. Somebody said Obama. Who's behind the curtain, pulling the strings for the Democrats? Does anybody know? So it says here, Beyond the potential for removal from office, lawmakers face financial penalties. New rules implemented after a previous Democratic walkout in 2021. I just showed you that Democratic walkout in 2021 by Jasmine Crockett allow for a $500 fine for each day a lawmaker is absent to impede the action of the House. Remember, we talked about the House. Abbott has also suggested that solicitation of funds to evade these fines could be a felony. That's Dr. Umar. Don't you love Greg Abbott? Greg Abbott just told these Democrats, you have to pay the $500. You can't fundraise to pay these fines. If you do, you go into jail. Texas. I love Texas. I love Texas. That's just, we ain't doing none of that Dr. Umar shit. I love that Texas. Texas said we not doing no Dr. Umar shit. You cannot fundraise to pay those fines. Those fines have to come out of your arse. You have to pay those fines yourself, Jasmine Crockett. You didn't trick all these people. Now they paying all this money. Well, it's going to be taxpayer money. And the Democrats are so dirty. We got millionaire Democrats, multi-millionaire Democrats, and they don't want to pay $500 a day. How does that make you feel? Multi-millionaire Democrats, and they don't even want to pay $500 a day after leaving work and not voting and doing their job. It's horrible, man. Who's playing the strings for the Democrats, the Districts? I want to know. Jasmine Crockett is a lawyer. What is your education level? Jasmine Crockett is a lawyer. So who? And Jasmine Crockett never was going to be a politician. I actually did a documentary on Jasmine Crockett. So who put Jasmine Crockett in play? It's the same question about what did the famous junior senator Barack Obama, another lawyer, what did that famous junior senator Barack Obama came out of nowhere? A lot like Jasmine Crockett. Barack Obama came out of nowhere. Barack Obama lost the first time. Turns out Barack Obama wasn't a great politician as we thought. Turns out Barack Obama, with quantitative easing, is caused all this inflation and wiped out the wealth of Gen Z. Do you know what QE is? Do you know what QE is? Do you know the ramifications for Gen Z for quantitative easing and your beautiful Barack Obama? All these millionaires under Barack Obama, all these baby boomers, all these millionaire Democrats. Is your country better off? I think that's why Trump got so many votes, because we're tired of Nancy Pelosi's. We're tired of people becoming multimillionaires as politicians. There's a problem with that. We see a problem with that. We see a problem with that. We're tired of multimillionaires becoming politicians and politicians being We're tired of that. We're tired of Democrats running away from the job and blaming everybody after 12 years of a stagnant wage, 12 years of your quality of life. You know MAGA wouldn't exist. Let's have a real talk. Do you know MAGA would not exist if the Democrats had raised minimum wage? The Democrats could laugh at the Republicans and say, what do you mean make America great again? Minimum wage is $20 an hour. Americans are doing better than they've ever done in history because we gave them more money. They make more money. They have a better quality of life. The Democrats can't say that. Trump can say make America great again, and it hits hard because you're broke. Your quality of life has been stagnant for 15 years. That's why it hits hard. Do you know it wouldn't hit so hard if the Democrats would have just made your life a little bit better? How about $10 an hour, Obama? Biden, how about $12 an hour? No, $7 an hour, that's all you got? For 15 fucking years, $17, $7 an hour, that's all you got to give. You couldn't give one more fucking dime. You couldn't give one more fucking dime. That's why Make America Great Again hit so hard. Because you're fucking broke, you make $7 an hour, and you've been making $7 an hour for the past 20 fucking years. So when someone comes and say make America great again, it fucking hits hard, bro. It fucking hits hard, bro, because the Democrats gave you excuses for 15 years. Oh, I can't raise the minimum wage. The Republicans won't let me. The Republicans won't let me. The Republicans won't let me do it. The Republicans, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You got to be poor. You got to be poor because Democrats need you poor. Democrats need you poor. They need you stupid. They need you angry, or you will not vote for them. Do you understand? If you're not poor, stupid, and angry, you won't vote blue. You will not vote blue. You have to be poor, stupid, angry, and delusional. So they give you tampons in the bathroom. They give you transgender. They give you Title IX. They never gave a fuck about your kitchen table. They never gave a fuck about your kitchen table. They said you got to give a fuck about a gay person before you get more food in your mouth. And people got pissed. They said, you know what? I don't dislike gay people, but I'm tired of being hungry. And I can't eat this bullshit the Democrats is giving me anymore. You know, I love everyone. I love gays. I love blacks. I love whites. I'm not a racist white man. I'm tired of Democrats calling me a racist white man. I'm hungry. I'm not a racist white man. I'm hungry. I'm tired of the Democrats calling me a racist white man. I'm hungry. I'm tired of the Democrats telling me what I should care about. I'm hungry. And then you see all these angry white men on all these days doing what they're doing because you keep telling them, you keep saying you're a racist, and they keep saying, I'm not racist, I'm hungry. Do you understand what's happening in America? I'm not racist, I'm hungry. And when you give $15,000 in food stamps to immigrants, when you pay immigrants New York hotels, when you give immigrants jobs over me, it keeps me hungry. I'm not racist. I'm hungry. So I vote for Trump, and I want America to be great again because I'm fucking hungry. And $7 an hour is not fucking enough. $7 an hour is not enough. This is why they're taking opiates in the Midwest. It's not a big deal in the coastal cities, but in the Midwest where there used to be coal mines and factories and plants, opioids is tearing up all these white towns. America is gone. And you don't care because they want to make you racist. They want you to hate white people. They want to make you racist. They want to say, okay, fuck those white people. Fuck those hillbillies. They want to make you racist and not make you look at what's really going on with the Democratic Party. What happened to wages? Why did all these people in America get on drugs? Why was the pharmaceutical so powerful? It was because the factories, the coal mines, the plants, the whole infrastructure of the Midwest was ripped out. And then they gave them pharmaceuticals to make them feel better about what had happened. Opiate crisis was on the East Coast, not like what happened in the Midwest because the laws were different. We don't even understand what goes on outside of New York and California because we got Kaiser, we got all these laws. Do you guys know what doctor shopping is? See, we got to go to a doctor to get medication. In the Midwest and in Florida, they got these little huts. They were just going to these little huts to get narcotics. California, New York, big states, blue state, you can't just go to a hut and get narcotics. You know what you gotta, what did the black comedian, IB fucking profit. For black people, they give you IB fucking profit. So we weren't getting opiates. But in the Midwest, in these rural white areas, where they don't have big hospitals. See, you guys live a different type of America. We live with big hospitals in New York and California, Texas, Florida. We got big hospitals, huge. You can go across town. There's hella Kaiser, Pacific, all these Sutter, all these big private. So you got state hospitals, county hospitals, private hospitals where rich people go in California and LA. We got and they're huge. If you get hurt, they got to take you in. It's the law. They don't have that in the Midwest. They got talking about facilities from the 1900s. There is no Like some places, like when they talk about like abortion, some places like to get a MRI or a CAT scan, you gotta go far because they don't got the CAT scan machine. They don't got the MRI machine. This is still in America. This is why we need to make America great again. These are realities. So we grow up in California with huge hospital and insurance company. Kaiser is not everywhere. I think people who live in California take shit for granted. Kaiser is not everywhere. I wish it was, but it's not. So a lot of people don't know what it's like to have Kaiser, to have a hospital, to go to an audiologist, a cardiologist. They got to get referrals. They can't go see specialists the way we go see specialists here, get MRIs. The economy is shot because of inflation. Correct. Inflation under Obama. The inflation is natural. It's a result of the quantitative easing, QE, is a result of the banking system, TARP, right? The practice of changing interest, the bank's ability to create money from nothing. Yes, TARP. Who is that? Rhonda Mitchell Henry. Thank you, Rhonda. Yes, the economy is shot because of inflation. That goes back to Obama and TARP, or if you want to blame Bush, whatever you want to do, but Obama and his solution to the banking crisis and Jamie Dimon and nobody going to jail and nobody getting in trouble, and we gave them all that money and then they fired all them people. Remember, we gave them all that money and then they fired all those people and kept all the high stocks. They basically robbed the American people. Under Obama, we got robbed. And now you have to pay for that robbery. Now we have to pay for that robbery. Cool Ed said lies. If it's lies, then what, please tell Rhonda what is the cause of inflation. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Please tell me what's the cause of inflation. Chris, I seen you here before, Chris. You are misrepresenting the whole thing like the book ban bulk shit. I misrep the book ban. He talking about the books. Man, nobody cared about that shit, man. See, that was Democrats, like, that's another non-starter for the Democrats. Rhonda said, inflation is inevitable. We have to reset the value of our currency. And guess what else, Rhonda? You know what else is in that same vein? Tariffs. Tariffs also is a result, and this is what Nancy Pelosi said in 1996 before she got co-opted. We're having inflation because of tariffs, because of low tariffs. Come on, Rhonda, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Chris said, like the additional taxes y'all paid with the tariffs. Chris, you're an idiot. Congress printing out money irresponsible is the problem. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You did before. Chris, you're an idiot. Let me see this. Bruh, you have no idea what you're talking about. Then you tell me. Don't just say that. Tell me what's correct. Ozzy Crosby said the last administration banned Dr. Seuss. Come on, man. Come on, man. Dr. Seuss. We ain't gonna get into Dr. Seuss because, you know, there was some stuff that came out about Dr. Seuss, but that was a misnomer. See, the Democrats want you to focus on the wrong thing. Why was they focused on books? Why was they focused on Dr. Seuss? Because they didn't raise the minimum wage, bro. Because you was broke and your eggs costed more than you made an hour. Can we have a real talk? Under Biden, you were broke and eggs costed more than you made an hour. Eggs costed more than you made an hour under Biden with low tariffs. The lowest tariffs we've ever seen. Under Biden, the tariffs was zero and eggs costed more than you paid and got paid an hour. CC said, hi, what's up to you? David, there's no value in dead trees. You exchange, you enter. Oh my God. Sorry for typos. It's all good, Rhonda. Alex Murphy, bruh, you are out of your mind if you think Trump and his cronies are going to make America better. They already doing it. It's already happening. And that's why he got voted in. It's only been 6 months. It's only been 6 months into a four. We have basically 4 years with Trump. We're in the first year. We have 4 years with Trump. It's already happening. He's already met with Bibi several times. Within the first 30 days, he met with Zelensky. He put Zelensky in check. since he's come in, and this is the worst part of your argument, is that Biden did nothing. Biden allowed the Ukraine to proliferate. Biden armed the Azov battalion. But wait, it goes back to Biden and Obama in 2014 with the coup in Ukraine. This was all Democratic bullshit. The Democrats started this bullshit in 2014. They installed this fake president who was a fucking TV president. Zelensky was a fucking comedian and a TV actor and never was a fucking politician. He's playing a fucking role, and Obama and Biden put him in that fucking job. And Hunter Biden was over there stealing fucking money. And then when Biden gets in office, magic, we get a fucking Ukraine conflict when they just did the goddamn thing in 2014 and they gave the Azov battalion real motherfucking status in 2014. The Azov battalion are neo-national Nazis by their own claim. The Azov battalion is neo-Nazi nationalists. That's what they call themselves. And Biden and Obama enveloped them into the Ukrainian army, and the Azov Nazis helped the Ukraine overturn the country in 2014. The Nazis became part of the parliament. The leader of the Azov battalion became a member of parliament. When he was interviewed and said, "Why did you create a neo-Nazi coalition?" he said, "I want a global reckoning, a race war." These are the truths of Biden, Obama, and the Democratic Party. They empowered the Nazis. When your children do their history lessons and they look back at the resurgence of the Nazis, they're going to say, who empowered the Nazis? Who gave them money? Who gave them guns? Who legitimized them? The Democrats in America. Obama and Biden. Obama and Biden mocked it, masked by the Ukraine conflict, brought the Nazis back to life. Bipolar Bear said, gold standard, LOL, conspiracy nerds checking in, gold standard. Okay, that's some bullshit. Rhonda Mitchell, tariffs are really historically about protecting your country's markets. Thank you. Nancy Pelosi understood that in 1996. They are useful in the way of being used now. Correct. To balance the amount of trade fairly. That's why it's called a trade deal. But the liberal media is trying to scare everyone in America and say that these 15% tariffs will be passed on you too as a tax. That's why every day I'm educating my audience to remind them that they had inflation under Biden when the tariffs were zero. That is no correlation. There is no correlation. Bipolar Bear just said $5. The Azov was also created by the oligarch that funded Zelensky campaign. That is very true. That is very true. I knew his name when I first gave my document. I did a documentary on Zelensky and the 2014 revolution. A lot of people don't know how far Ukraine goes back and how much the Democrats are involved in Ukraine. A lot of people don't know how far the Ukraine conflict goes back. And Kamala Harris, remember Kamala Harris went over to the Ukraine, and they promised that NATO wouldn't proliferate. Kamala Harris went over there talking shit. This is the reason why the Democrats lost. No one wanted Kamala Harris. This is why the Wall Street Journal, when the Wall Street Journal asked, who do you think would be better on the Ukraine conflict, Democrats or Republican? Overwhelmingly, 67% of the people said the Republicans. Only 8% of the people believe the Democrats. You did not believe in Kamala Harris' ability to handle Ukraine. She couldn't even handle the border czar. How could you want her to be your president? She couldn't even handle the border czar. Bipolar Bear said, Igor Kaminsky is his name. Thank you. We're going to talk more about him. Thank you for the super chat, the $2 and the $5 super chat. There are $2 memberships on the channel. You can get the membership, join the channel, and I got some great emojis, badges, and then you can gift out memberships, and the chat could be even more fun and even more robust. Do y'all remember when why doesn't Kamala Harris get more blame for the Ukraine conflict when she went over there and made that faux pas and talked that shit about NATO proliferating to Ukraine when Putin said, we good as long as you don't fuck with Ukraine and make Ukraine NATO, and then Kamala goes over there and fucks up everything. And then no one talks about that. We just forget about that? Y'all forget about that? The Democrats are intimately tied to these global conflicts. And so much so that you voted overwhelmingly for Trump just 6 months ago. Y'all, we got 4 years with Trump. We got 4 years with Trump. You did not trust Kamala. You did not trust Biden. You saw them fuck up the Ukraine. Come on, let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest, bro. You did not trust Kamala. You did not trust Biden. You saw them fuck up the border. You saw them fuck up Ukraine. Let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest. It was hilarious, her reaction to being the border czar. Like we did not see it. Like we were not watching. Republicans and Democrats saw her fuck up the border. We saw her fuck up the border, fuck up being the border czar. We saw her go to Ukraine, and every time she got on TV, she said something she wasn't supposed to say. She fucked up geopolitics. She fucked up the Ukraine. And then the Democrats, oh, it wasn't me. It was Trump. It was Trump-Russia hoax. It was Trump-Russia hoax. No, Kamala fucked up, bro, because Joe Biden was fucking asleep. What did Rhonda say? They can be absorbed or she educating. Thank you, Rhonda, for educating the chat on the tariffs, because some people don't pay attention. This guy is so cooked. So you don't remember. You don't remember Kamala Harris fucking up the border. You don't remember her fucking up the Ukraine conflict. You don't remember that? I do. That's why she lost the presidency. Because when asked in CNN interview, that's why she didn't want to go on Joe Rogan. When asked about being the border czar, when asked about the speech she gave in the Ukraine that led to Putin, come on, bro. Come on, bro. They were not supposed to be in Ukraine. NATO was not supposed to be in Ukraine. Kamala was not supposed to be in Ukraine. They poked the bear. And then they ran and hide. They throw a rock and run and hide. Why? And then you don't know the truth about the Democrats? You don't know about the Azov battalion? So do you understand it's not just what happened in 2022, 2023, and 2024? It's not about 2025. 2025 is now. The Ukraine conflict goes back to Obama in 20. Do you guys get that? The Ukraine conflict goes back. And they fucked it up. And they kept fucking it up. They fucked it up in 2014. They fucked it up in 2022. They fucked it up in 2023. They fucked it up so bad that Trump won the presidency again. Can we be honest? Let's just be honest. The Democrats fucked it up so bad that you voted for Trump again. The Wall Street Journal was proving it. The Democrats fucked up the world so bad that Trump won again. Look how many people hate Trump. Look how many people hate Trump. The Democrats fucked up the border so bad. The Democrats fucked up with the world so bad that Trump overwhelmingly won. Can we just be honest? We all was tired of the border, and we was all tired of them lying about her being the border czar. Salam to all my Christian brothers and sisters from the Muslims. We should work together. I feel like all Americans work together. America is the greatest country in the world. It's the only country where you can have religious freedom. You could be whatever religion. So whatever religion you are, you can come to America and we love you. You can be whatever gender, whatever race, whatever party. You could be Democrat, Republican, Libertarian. You could be whatever. And in America, it's accepted. You get a job, you get a wife, you get to go to school. No one, when you go into Target, they don't ask your political party in America. When you go into Target, they don't ask your political party in America. It's the greatest country in the world. It's the greatest country in the world. It's the greatest country in the world. I promise you. 20 million people did not come here. You know, if you listen to the chat, you would not know how great America is. But I love to remind those Democrats who be player hating in the chat, the reason why 20 million immigrants came here is because it's the greatest country in the world. It's the greatest country in the world. That's it. Yes, we are. America is the greatest. America is a city on a shining hill. Man, we had a great show today. Tyler Potts, how you been, man? This used to be true. Look at us deporting people, checking people's papers. We are just arresting multiple students. I mean, there's a backlash from the immigrants, and there has been a mandate. Trump was elected to fix immigration. And this was happening because Kamala Harris didn't do her job. Again, I agree with you, bro, but it's all based on the Democrats not doing their job. Your head is empty. It's all based on them not doing their job. What do you say? I'm a reserve, and my family has fought for this country. America is the greatest country, which is why some of us hate the way things are happening now. That's why overwhelmingly people voted for Trump. Only thing that's happening now is Trump is fixing it. Overwhelmingly people voted for Trump. And I just educated you today that what's going on in the globe is a result of the lack of leadership of your Democratic Party. Ukraine, Democrats, going back to 2014. Israel, Democrats. Iran, Democrats. The border, Democrats. So much has gone wrong. Donald Trump came in with a mandate, and we are acting like babies because we want Trump to wipe our butt and fix everything overnight. And what you have noticed, that even people who are supposed to support Trump, if he don't fix everything fast enough, they're jumping ship. They're jumping ship. All the comedians, all those people who supported Trump, 6 months into his presidency, they turned their backs on Trump and said, I'm sorry, I voted for Trump. 6 months, he has 4 years. He has 4 years. 6 months, they turned their back on Trump. He is not fixing anything. Huh? Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. I love you. Mrs. Perfect Timing just brought me some Taco Bell.